people lie all the time to look better or to avoid trouble, often without even realizing they are doing it. Because our social programming heavily favors presenting an agreeable facade. It is easy to fake your spoken words because I can smile and claim everything is perfect, while my internal world is actually falling apart right now, demonstrating the fragility of verbal communication alone. However, there is one essential channel of communication that absolutely cannot lie to you: the complex involuntary signals emanating directly from your own body's biology. Your nervous system constantly produces these subtle physiological leaks, like skin flushing under sudden stress, or pupils expanding when you encounter something highly interesting or frightening, providing unfiltered data. The vast majority of individuals remain completely blind to these powerful physical reactions, choosing only to listen to the superficial words, and thus being easily misled by surface-level deception. But the elite communicators, think spies, master therapists, and high-stakes negotiators, they have learned to expertly read the hidden code running underneath every spoken exchange, giving them an enormous advantage. Today, I am going to transfer that powerful Sherlock Holmes skill from the field of neuro-linguistic programming, which we call calibration, directly to you, so you can start using it immediately. My goal is to show you precisely how to spot a concealed lie, effectively detect underlying doubt, and instantly know what someone is truly feeling, often before they are even consciously aware of the emotion themselves, transforming you into a human lie detector. We must immediately begin by unlearning all the absolute garbage information that you have unfortunately seen repeatedly portrayed in mainstream television shows and movies, which often misrepresents human interaction. You have certainly heard simplistic rules, such as if someone looks up and to their right, they are automatically fabricating the story, or the equally useless mantra that crossing one's arms always signals a closed-off, defensive personality. If I happen to cross my arms in this moment, it might mean I feel defensive, but it is equally probable that I am simply feeling a bit chilly, or perhaps that specific posture is just the most physically comfortable one available right now. The moment you rigidly assume that crossed arms equals anger, you are no longer observing reality, but are instead hallucinating, projecting your own predetermined meaning onto data that has no inherent significance on its own. The real actionable power of NLP is built entirely upon establishing and understanding individual, deferred baseline CD that are unique to every person you interact with throughout your entire life. Because some people naturally twitch when they are genuinely happy, while others maintain an unnervingly steady stare when delivering the honest truth. You simply cannot assign any meaning to a signal until you have meticulously documented their unique resting state, or baseline. So, precisely where should your focus be directed when trying to gather this crucial data, knowing that only a mere 7% of communication is carried by the actual spoken words we use to communicate? Considering that a massive 38% relies on the subtle nuances of tonality, and an overwhelming 55% is conveyed purely through observable physiology, we need to track specific physical indicators, not just the script. The first signal is skin color, often referred to as the vascular response, which triggers instantly when the brain perceives a threat, like an imminent lie, by shunting blood away from the face toward the core, or large muscles in a fight or flight mechanism. You must vigilantly monitor the delicate skin areas of the neck and the upper cheeks for a sudden and momentary paling, or conversely, a rush of redness, as any abrupt shift in skin tone presents an extraordinarily large red flag signal indicating internal conflict. Signal number 2 concerns your subject's subbreathing pattern, because relaxed, comfortable individuals consistently breathe deeply from their diaphragm, allowing their stomach to visibly rise and fall with each easy breath they take. However, under stress, people immediately switch to shallow, rapid survival breathing, originating only in the upper chest. So if you notice their shoulders suddenly elevate when you ask a probing question, you have clearly triggered a change in their internal system. Next, focus intently on the thigh and lower lip tension, sometimes called the pout, which is an often missed microsignal located in the small muscle, directly beneath the bottom lip, when someone is actively trying to restrain words they truly wish to say, revealing hidden disagreement. Finally, you must pay attention to pupil dilation, or the aperture, which is completely involuntary, as our pupils enlarge to take in more visual information when we observe something positive like attraction or potential success, but constrict rapidly when faced with fear or intense dislike. If you present a favorable deal and immediately observe their eyes widening, essentially going black, you should recognize that the nonverbal communication indicates a win, And perhaps it is time to stop pushing your sales pitch so hard into that positive moment. These 4 critical micro signals, skin color, breathing pattern, lip tension, and pupil size, are the foundational elements you need to start actively tracking in every meaningful conversation you have from this day forward. Executing this sophisticated technique requires a specific, structured protocol, beginning with Unspoken 1, establishing the baseline over the initial 1 to 2 minutes of any important discussion to gather pre-stimulus data. You must intentionally begin the conversation using safe data that requires no deep thought, perhaps by casually inquiring about the current weather, how their drive to the meeting was, or what they thought about the recent sporting event, keeping things light and non-threatening. While they are delivering these perfectly unchallenging and low-stakes answers, your sole mission is to silently observe their relaxed state, note their natural eye movements, their average blink rate, and the resting posture of their facial muscles. Because this collection of data is their unburdened physiological baseline, which you must mentally lock into place. Once this crucial baseline is set, you then transition to phase 2, the testy, where you must deliberately introduce the stimulus by asking the genuinely hard, high-stakes question, such as inquiring directly about unaccounted funds, potential infidelity, or whether a major project deadline is truly achievable. Crucially, after you have delivered the provocative question, you must immediately stop speaking and rigorously watch for bend, the shifty in their physiology, specifically checking if their skin paled, if they briefly held their breath, or if their lower lip tightened in that telltale way. Because if their body remains identical to the established baseline, they are very likely speaking the truth. But if their biology explodes with microsignals, you know exactly where to focus your follow-up, digging. The art of accurate calibration extends beyond just the visual spectrum, demanding that you actively engage your auditory senses to pick up on subtle yet critical shifts in their spoken voice that betray underlying emotion. You need to listen for a sudden elevation in pitch, which often signifies rising stress as the vocal cords tighten under pressure, or conversely, an unexpected drop in volume or speed, which can betray sudden adrenaline, fueled anxiety, or an attempt to slow down a rushed lie. Furthermore, become acutely aware of linguistic distancing, noting how honest individuals typically use clear, direct I statements like, "I personally did not take the money," while deceptive individuals subconsciously distance themselves from the fabrication by dropping that first-person pronoun entirely. When someone starts employing unusually formal, stiff language or constructs like, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman," this abrupt shift away from their established baseline language signals that their subconscious mind is actively trying to create a wall between them and the statement being uttered. Be fully warned that the moment you consciously turn this sophisticated calibration skill on in your mind, it becomes incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to ever fully turn it off again in daily life, making every interaction feel like an investigation. You will begin to perceive the subtle moments of hesitation from your partner, the unvoiced insecurity from your manager, and the suppressed anxiety from your friends. So you must resolve now to handle this powerful data with immense personal grace and ethical consideration. Remember that detecting stress in someone's biology does not automatically equate to moral failure or malice. It simply means you have successfully identified that a human being in front of you is experiencing an internal conflict or emotional friction in that exact moment. Your official mission, should you choose to accept this intense challenge, is to immediately visit a busy public place like a coffee shop, select an unknown couple on a first date, and quietly practice observing the dynamic, who is clearly more interested, who seems visibly bored, and who is exhibiting the highest levels of nervous energy. Concentrate solely on practicing the separation between their established baseline behavior and the micro-deviations that occur when a specific topic is introduced. And if you fully commit to accepting this mission of observation, please let me know by commenting the single word asterisk, asterisks Sherlock, asterisk below, so we can see who is ready to become a master observer.